I said, I know you're a rich ass, but if you need anything, you know I got you for the first time. The OTF leader partially acknowledged that he might need some saving, especially since Quando Rondo affiliates attacked him in jail. We're about to find out what really happened inside Lil Durk's former prison. Being not only houses several dangerous criminals, but many of them are allegedly connected to Quando Rondo's archenemy. Furthermore, the FBI indictment against Lil Durk alleging that he is the mastermind behind the murder-for-hire plot that killed Quando Rondo's cousin, LOLL, has put the Chicago rapper in a tight spot as rumors of a possible reprisal attack against Durk continue to surface over the past few days. Among these rumors, Lil Durk was hurriedly transferred from the infamous Miami jail to California. Prison under protective custody. Word about Durk's transfer filtered to social media. Rumors about a prison incident involving the rapper simultaneously began to circulate online, according to the unverified reports. Lil Durk had been the target of an attack from inmates claimed to be affiliated to Quando Rondo. Authorities swiftly moved All My Life rappers to a much safer location. The report made the already. Lil Durk sparks controversy further into the recording when he claims that he is being received well by other prisoners, refuting claims that he was kept in protective custody. Yeah, sure, they'd be like, man, you send me upstairs, whatever it is, I got to tell you the phone call quickly went viral, drawing more questions from fans who questioned the authenticity of the recording and the motive behind its release. Prior to releasing the audio clip, not much was known about the user. Unearth's post linking him with Durk's OTF record label. The post shows that he has collaborated with a number of OTF artists, including Bonnie Mo. There are also pictures of him striking poses with Book of 600 and Durk himself. Nevertheless, many fans were still critical about the leak and wondered why the user would leak the call amidst the ongoing investigation into Durk's involvement in the murder. For hire case fans were particularly irked by a part of the recording where the caller could be heard telling Durk, "We ain't never moved our money except for that first time. Once it was back, it was back." According to the fans talking about moving money, given the fact that Durk is being investigated for allegedly hiring people to kill Quando Rondo, he was very careless as it could provide more evidence that could be used against the embattled rapper. Additionally, fans felt revealing details about Durk's situation in jail could further expose him to more risks, as his allies would now have enough motivation to plan an attack on him, seeing as he has confirmed that he isn't. Tim spoke about the possibility of Lil Durk facing the death penalty over the death of his friend LP, and his answers were not what many would have expected when asked by the host how he would feel if Lil Durk was sentenced to death over LP's death. Tim responded, "I said I feel like in my head, I just put it like that what God wanted to happen. It mean too much how much I really feel about it. I just like that what God want to happen." Tim added that if Durk were found innocent, he would still accept it. The complex and often unpredictable nature of the hip-hop world has led to many shocking twists and turns in the lives of its biggest stars. One such case is that of Lil Durk, whose career and personal life have both been marked by dramatic highs and deeply troubling lows. As 2024 unfolds, some fans are noticing a shift in Durk's approach, particularly in light of his long-standing feud with rapper Quando Rondo. While some fans believe that Lil Durk's current posture of peace may be a clever ruse, others argue that his recent legal issues serve as a clear warning to fellow artists in the industry: clean up your act or risk facing serious consequences. Lil Durk, known for his gritty lyrics and often intense public persona, has become an iconic figure in the rap scene. His feud with Quando Rondo has been particularly intense and public, rooted in the tragic death of King Von in 2020, which Lil Durk has always implied Rondo had a role in. Over the past 5 years, the animosity between the two camps has escalated, with regular insults and threats exchanged both in music and on social media platforms. As recently as 2023, their conflict seemed far from resolution, with both sides continuously firing back at each other, adding fuel to an already volatile situation. Against this backdrop, it has come as a surprise to many that Lil Durk has recently chosen a more peaceful path, at least publicly. His apparent decision to tone down the aggressive rhetoric, especially considering the ongoing tensions with Rondo, has raised eyebrows. Some speculate that this shift may be part of a larger strategy to pivot towards a more positive public image, while others suggest that the rapper's legal troubles are forcing him to reconsider his approach to conflict. After all, in the high-risk world of rap, where fame and fortune are often accompanied by dangerous rivalries, the consequences of continued violence can be severe. In fact, as 2024 has progressed, it has become evident that Lil Durk's life is rapidly changing. The rapper, whose career had been on an upward trajectory, achieving one of his biggest milestones with a Grammy for his song All My Life, found himself in the midst of a legal nightmare that threatens to overshadow his success. Just days after receiving the keys to the city from Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson and Bellwood Mayor Andre Harvey in recognition of his contributions to the community, Durk was arrested in Miami, Florida. This arrest was linked to a grand jury indictment that charged him with involvement in a murder-for-hire plot connected to his feud with Quando Rondo. The charges stem from an incident that took place on August 19, 2023, at a Los Angeles gas station where Rondo and his cousin were ambushed by gunmen. Although Rondo himself managed to escape the attack unharmed, his cousin tragically lost his life. The FBI's investigation into the incident led to the discovery of a murder-for-hire plot in which Lil Durk allegedly placed a bounty on Quando Rondo's life, seeking revenge for the death of King Von. Federal authorities have charged 5 individuals in connection with the attack, all of whom are said to have ties to Durk's OTF, Only the Family crew. The gravity of the situation is immense. These individuals face severe federal charges, including conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire resulting in death, and the use of a machine gun in the commission of a violent crime. Lil Durk himself appeared in court on November 15, 2023, where he pleaded not guilty to all charges. The legal proceedings have continued to unfold, with a detention hearing to determine whether he will be granted bond taking place on December 12th and his trial set to begin in January 2025. The outcome of this trial could have profound implications for Durk's future, including the possibility of a lengthy prison sentence. If convicted, Lil Durk could face a sentence of life in federal prison, the maximum punishment for the charges against him. The potential consequences of his legal issues have led many to question the trajectory of his career. His peaceful public stance could very well be a reflection of the seriousness of his situation as he grapples with the reality of his involvement in criminal activity. The unfolding drama in Lil Durk's life serves as a stark reminder of the pressures that come with fame in the rap industry. It also acts as a cautionary tale for other artists who, like Durk, are caught up in rivalries that blur the line between art and real-life violence. The legal battles and the potential for prison time could mark a significant turning point in Lil Durk's career. Whether this shift toward peace is part of a calculated move to clean up his image or a genuine reflection of the gravity of his circumstances remains to be seen. However, one thing is clear: the stakes have never been higher for the rapper. Appearance at the United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida on October 25th, U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada emphasized the gravity of the alleged crimes. In a press release, he said, "Mr. Banks is charged with orchestrating a cold-blooded murder that resulted in the death of a rival's family member. Not only that, the shooting occurred in the open at a gas station at a busy intersection, endangering many others in the area. Violent gun crime of this sort is devastating to our community, and we will have zero tolerance for those who perpetrate such callous acts of violence." But Lil Durk's legal trouble started long before he was arrested or stepped foot in the courthouse. According to A.L. Davis, assistant director in charge of the FBI Los Angeles field office, the bureau had been quietly gathering evidence against the rapper and his associates since the tragic shooting incident that claimed El Pal's life. Davis stated, "No excuse can justify this violent act. And let me be clear, while you're going about your life thinking you got away with it, the FBI is piecing together the facts that will serve as your undoing." After several months gathering evidence and coordinating with local law enforcement, the 5 hitmen involved in the murder-for-hire plot were arrested in the Chicago area. The news of their arrest and subsequent 4-count federal grand jury indictment alleging their roles in the wicked plot sent social media
into a frenzy as fans began to speculate whether Lil Durk would be next. The rapper probably caught wind of the FBI's plans to arrest him and immediately set into motion a plan to flee the country by outsmarting the feds on the same day the 5 men connected to his OTF crew were arrested. Lil Durk allegedly booked multiple international flights in a desperate attempt to escape US jurisdiction. The flights included 2 one-way trips to Dubai and Switzerland, which he presumably hoped to use as a decoy because he never boarded the flights. The FBI, however, learned that Durk had booked a private jet to Italy, and he was arrested just near the departing airport in Miami, just an hour before the plane was scheduled to take off. According to the indictment filed against Durk, the rapper is described as the leader of the Chicago-based rap group known as Only the Family, or OTF. Law enforcement also believes OTF operates as a gang where members perpetrate violent acts such as murder and assault at Durk's direction and maintain their status within the group. The indictment alleged that Durk's feud with Rondo stemmed from the November 6, 2020 murder in which an associate of Rondo shot and killed rapper King Von, who was a close friend of Lil Durk. Lil Durk blamed Rondo for the death of his friend and reportedly began to plot his revenge by placing a bounty on Rondo's life and recruiting people who he felt were capable of executing the plan. On August 19, 2022, several OTF members and associates, used 2 vehicles to track and stalk Rondo around Los Angeles for several hours. The hour-long trail eventually culminated in a shooting at a gas station located near the Beverly Center Mall. The co-conspirators allegedly fired at least 18 rounds at Quando Rondo's vehicle, striking and killing LPAB, who had been riding with Quando Rondo on that fateful day. Court documents showed that investigators were able to tie Lil Durk to the murder-for-hire plot through several transactions and purchases that were paid for using money from Durk or OTF accounts. For instance, bank and flight records show that an OTF member paid for flight tickets for 5 co-conspirators to travel from Chicago to California on the day before the fatal shooting. More importantly, around the time the tickets were purchased, court documents showed that Durk told the OTF associate booking the flights, "Don't book any flights under any names involved with Sick Me." Perhaps the most incriminating part of the whole plot is that on the day of the murder, Durk also traveled down to California in a private jet. And he was in the company of one of the co-conspirators, Cal London Grant. Later that day, Grant purchased ski masks and paid for the hotel rooms of the other hitmen using a credit card in Durk's name, gathering all these against Lil Durk and his OTF associates was no easy feat, and court documents show that the FBI reportedly got aided by a snitch within the OTF ranks. The indictment revealed that the informant, identified as OTF member Jam, allegedly worked with the FBI for several years and even wore a hidden wire to gather evidence for authorities. Through Jam's cooperation, the FBI was able to obtain information that directly related to the murder-for-hire plot. The revelation of the alleged betrayal within OTF has since sparked significant attention from fans who haven't held back on dropping their 2 cents on the developing story, adding to the drama. A picture of Jam eating McDonald's during a police interrogation surfaced online, leading to another round of speculation and jokes online about the situation, according to reports. Jam, who is currently serving a 12-year prison sentence for attempted murder, allegedly provided information to law enforcement authorities while wearing a wire. Footage of Jam in the interrogation room, munching on McDonald's and glancing at the security. The camera was shared by DJ Academics, who encouraged his followers to caption the post. The footage quickly garnered multiple reactions from fans, such as "Bro snitched on Durk for a Big Mac and fries" and "He told" for a Kai Scap meal, barely 2 days after this video was shared by Academics. Another video surfaced online that allegedly shows OTF Jam wearing a wire around Lil Durk. The video captures Durk, Jam and a few other men in a dimly lit room, apparently speaking to another group of people on the phone. However, while other people appeared to be really relaxed and having a good time, OTF Jam was visibly disturbed and grew more restless as the video progressed, as expected. The video drew several reactions from fans, with many of them noting that Jam was acting suspiciously in the video. One ex-user wrote, "He was definitely moving suspect AF on here." SMH, another person, commented that folks seem uncomfortable, as "seem like he doesn't belong there, really fidgety. He wasn't acting normal." I can tell you that a third person said the Y was clearly in the jacket. It was probably too high to... The situation surrounding Lil Durk's legal troubles has stirred a whirlwind of opinions among his fans, some of whom believe that his current predicament could have been avoided, while others are quick to defend him from accusations of being a snitch. This division among his fan base highlights the complexities of the case and how easily rumors and accusations can spiral out of control in the public eye.
As Lil Durk's legal issues continue to make headlines, a vocal segment of his supporters was quick to come to his defense when certain fans started labeling his OTF Only the Family crew as a group of informants, with some even suggesting that Durk himself may have been the source of the information. These fans emphasized that there was no solid proof to back up such claims. One user on social media wrote, "There hasn't been one legitimate source that said he wore a wire or that he's the one who snitched. It's not in any indictment or on any official document. Why all let these bloggers and podcasters gaslight all into fictitious narratives? Do better, my guy. This argument points to the importance of distinguishing between unfounded rumors and verified information. It's a reminder that not everything circulating in the media or on blogs should be taken as truth. On the other hand, another group of fans argued that Lil Durk's current situation was, to some extent, a result of his own actions, particularly the things he said after the tragic death of his close friend and collaborator, El Po. Since El Po's murder, Durk has made several public statements and released music that many fans feel could have inflamed the tensions between him and his rivals, notably Quando Rondo. While some saw Durk's actions as part of the natural course of dealing with loss and grief, others pointed out that his lyrics, behavior, and public persona may have escalated matters. Interestingly, these fans were not entirely off base in their claims. Recent developments in the case suggest that Durk's own words might have contributed to his current legal troubles. Federal prosecutors have specifically cited Durk's lyrics in a criminal case accusing him of orchestrating an attempted murder on Quando Rondo. These lyrics, from the 2022 song Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy, appear to directly reference the shooting of Quando Rondo and the subsequent murder of LPB, Rondo's cousin. In the court documents, prosecutors claim that Durk's song was an attempt to commercialize L.P.B.'s death and the vengeance he sought against Rondo. The lyrics themselves contain specific references to the shooting, including a chilling line about Rondo's reaction when he sees L.P.B.'s body. The document outlines the details: look on the news and see your son, you screaming, no. The lyrics even mention the location of the shooting and other elements that prosecutors argue link Durk directly to the crime. These references are being used as key pieces of evidence in the case, underscoring the idea that Durk's music may have played a role in drawing attention to the events surrounding Rondo's attempted murder and L.P.B.'s death. While Durk's lyrics may have landed him in legal trouble, his ongoing feud with Quando Rondo has undoubtedly played a significant role in leading him down this dangerous path. The rivalry between the two rappers has been brewing for years, ever since the tragic death of King Von, a close associate of Durk's. Both Durk and Rondo are major figures in their respective camps, Durk with his OTF crew and Rondo aligning with NBA Youngboy's group. Although at one point the tension seemed to cool, it became clear that the animosity between them was far from resolved. Their feud reached a boiling point after the shooting at a Los Angeles gas station in 2023, in which Rondo narrowly escaped death but his cousin was tragically killed. This event further intensified the bad blood between the two. At the time, it appeared that the rivalry between Durk and Rondo had settled into a tense standoff, with both parties seemingly focused on their music careers. However, the animosity between them never truly dissipated. Durk's lyrics, which often reflect the pain and anger surrounding King Von's death and his desire for revenge against Rondo, have now become a point of contention in his criminal case. As a result, what may have started as a public dispute between two powerful figures in the rap industry has spiraled into a legal nightmare for Durk, putting his career and freedom at risk. The case serves as a potent reminder of how the lines between personal rivalries and professional endeavors can blur in the world of hip-hop. For Lil Durk, the consequences of his actions, both on and off the mic, have never been clearer. His lyrics, which once helped propel his career to new heights, are now being scrutinized in the courtroom, making it evident that what is said in music can have far-reaching consequences. Fans who once admired his fierce loyalty and unapologetic approach to his craft are now left questioning the impact of his words and whether his current legal woes will forever alter the trajectory of his life and career. After King Von's untimely death, which occurred outside a nightclub in 2020, everything changed. Back in November 2020, King Von, who made it a constant to throw shades at Quando Rondo, decided to take the beef up a notch by throwing punches up close. The now-deceased rapper allegedly started a brawl after he met Quando Rondo inside the Monaco Hookah Lounge at 255 Trinity Avenue. Police claimed that King Von's crew did not back down while Quando Rondo sprung to action trying to defend against the attacks. Soon, they brought the fight outside in. As expected in a gang fight, bullets began flying around. The officers who responded to the violence explained that 3 people sustained gunshot injuries, and they were immediately rushed to the hospital in an ambulance. Meanwhile, 3 others involved in the fight were taken to the hospital in privately owned vehicles. According to reports, the police later arrested 2 men at the crime scene. One of the suspects was 22-year-old Timothy Leaks, aka Tim, and he was subsequently charged for King Von's death, but months later he was acquitted of any wrongdoing after prosecutors determined that he had acted in self-defense. But this decision only aggravated the anger that Lil Durk felt towards Quando Rondo, and he silently declared war on him. This began with Quando Rondo finding it impossible to perform freely as he received public safety threats, which often led to the cancellation of his shows. "I ain't a felon anymore. Who would have thought? I want to thank everyone who helped push my vision forward. Thank you from the bottom of my heart." The voice, despite being behind bars with a slew of charges. Hanging around his neck, the rapper who calls himself The Voice is claiming innocence per Forbes. In his grand jury indictment on the murder-for-hire conspiracy against Quando Rondo's cousin, he pleaded not guilty. Somehow, Lil Durk fans saw this as a bold move, and it further solidified their belief in his innocence. After his arrest, they trended the Free Durk movement online. This gave the rapper's team an idea to float merchandise, including hoodies with Free Durk on them. Another trend began after the not guilty plea with Nissan. Wanting to buy products, whatever love Lil Durk is receiving, hoping it is enough to get him through, as he may be on a fairly long trip to freedom judging from the evidence against him. If you appreciate this material and would want to have more movies like this pop up, click on the showing on the screen.